Well, greetings from the workshop where I am working on a project, trying to finish it up. This is a project that goes back probably 3 years. It's the Texas flag. What I'm going to do is I got to joint the undersides of these three pieces of wood here to get them flat. Once we have them flat, all the edges are true, I'm going to use pocket holes. Actually, before that, I'm going to square this off, and then pocket holes. I'm thinking two here, and that'll connect these two to that. And then what I actually might do is, I guess, I'll put maybe 3 pocket holes here, and then 2 here. And that'll connect these two, and then this. And then I think I'm going to end up painting this. I don't know. What do you think? Should I paint it? I was going to paint it and then fill these letters in with black. But I don't know. I don't know if I should like dilute this. I don't know if it should be like diluting the paint so it's kind of like really low transparency. I don't know. I might have to try a couple of different approaches for the painting. But anyways, that is what I'm going to be doing in the next 20 minutes or so. So I will give you another update when I'm done jointing this. All right, so we have got all of these boards right here jointed. Right there, I'd like to indicate where the side is that I've jointed. And now what we're going to do is move on over to the table saw. So we got the table saw hooked up to the dust collector using the quick connect system. And what we're going to do, I've labeled the sides here that need to be cut. Ooh, look at that. Look at that lens flare. Nice. So these are the sides that have to be cut. I jointed the sides that didn't have as many knots. So hopefully, the reason to do that is so there's less tear out. And so now these sides here, I'm going to basically square up on the table saw, and then the ends, I'm going to come over here to the miter saw and square up the ends over here. So first, what I got to do to use that table saw is close that blast gate, turn on the dust collector system, ba-boom, and we'll be ready to go. All right, so we have finished straightening the edges, squaring everything up on the table saw. And what we did is we went over to the planer to make everything flat and the same thickness. And so what we are left with looks something like this. The edges are flush. Everything here is nice and flat and smooth. So now what we're going to do is flip these over, and we're going to drill a couple of pocket holes. First, I think we're going to do one here, here, and here, and that'll marry these two pieces together. And then I'll probably do maybe 2 here and then 2 here, and then that'll bring this together. And then the finished piece will look something like this, where all the pieces are together just like that. And then we'll do one final pass to make sure that all the edges are completely squared and true, and then we will finish sanding and put on some paint. Alright, so I'm at the point now where I'm about to do some pocket holes, and so since you haven't used yours yet, I don't think you have, I was just going to give you a quick little demonstration. So I've got the wood already in the jig here. Basically what I did is first you hold this down and push all the way back. Alright, that resets it. You put the handle down. Okay, put the piece of wood in. This is just going to basically, what you're doing here is sizing for thickness. You're going to put this, push this all the way forward. Okay, release the lever, take the wood out, and you're just going to push this forward about 2 clicks. 1, 2. Then take the piece of wood, test it out, nice and snug, not going anywhere. So what I've done is I've marked on here where I want the pocket holes, right here. You can't see, let's see. Here, here, and here, and then I extended the line so I could see them. I'm going to put the piece of wood in, and let's say I'm going to use hole number A, and I'm just going to line up shadows. I'm just going to line up. Let's see how I can do this here for you. I'm going to line up that line with the mark on A. You can see that. See, you can see that little nub. I'm just going to line that up just like that and lock it down. Done. Then I'm going to let's see. I've got my hose on, so I'm going to come over here. I'm actually going to open this blast gate a little bit so we don't starve the air. Turn on the blast gate. You won't be able to hear me talk, but I'll turn on the blast gate. We'll drill the hole. Wait for that to spin down. Then we're going to release it. And there you go. There's the pocket hole. Now what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to take and line up my next line on B, lock it down, fire this back up. A little bit more suction. So I don't know if you could tell, but when I closed that blast gate, I didn't have nearly as many bits and pieces here coming out, and so this is what it would look like, and it's okay. You see here how these are kind of intersecting because the actual screw head will be down in here, but that's no problem. You can intersect these, no problem. No one's going to see them. All right, so now let's come over here and grab this piece. You can probably see the lines a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is line up this line and this line with the indicator on the Plaque jig. Come over here. All right, these are the indicators that I'm talking about. Right in there. So this first line, take and I'll line it up with the A. Knock it down. And actually here I'll show you a difference between using the dust collector and not. So here is the mess that you'll create without a dust collector. Alright, and then we'll turn the dust collector on and drill the next hole. Second time, there was basically no debris coming out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these little burrs. I'm going to take some sandpaper and sand those down, and then we'll be ready to screw this together. Alright, so now we've got the holes all cleaned up. I just used like an 80 grit sandpaper. I've got this side right here flushed up. It's just clamped to the bench here. Now we're going to set our first screw. Craig the Lord provides. I needed 7 screws. I have exactly 7 screws in my container here. So what we're going to do is just set this right in like that. And the drill, I use a low revolution setting, and I start out with like a 7. And we're just going to set it like this. And you'll see it starts to separate a little bit, but it'll pull right back together, don't you worry. Need a little bit more power here. Go up to, let's say, a 12. You'll see here, so this is still flush, and that is nice and nice and flush. Basically, what was happening was this started to split a little bit, barely. You can barely see. So I went ahead and I just did not screw in that screw. I also made an error. I made these 4 pocket holes on the wrong side. They should have been here. But no big deal. I basically made pocket holes on this side and screwed this piece into here. It wasn't what I wanted to do, but everything is in, and this is, I wish you could feel this because it is like rock solid, not going anywhere. And the seams, like there's no space. You can see that. There's really no space in between any of this. This is nice and smooth. So basically I'm ready to, oh, there you can see the crack that happened. I don't know if I can sand that out or something. You can see it when there's light above, but it disappears, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. And this one here started to do the same thing. I don't know. It adds character. Maybe I'll just beat it with a chain and it'll just add some character. But right now this is done. I'm gonna run this through the table saw one last time to clean up these edges, and then I think we're gonna call it a night. So see you on the other side.